Good afternoon, everyone. I am Fatin, Executive Assistant for this company. First, I would like to welcome you all and thank everyone for joining. I know you are all busy and it's difficult to take time away from your daily tasks for meeting. Now, I would like to take a moment to introduce Ms. Akila from the HR department.
Thank you, Ms. Fatin. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Akila, the HR Director from the HR Department. Thank you for having me today, and I am glad to welcome all board members to our visual meeting of the Deutsche Pastry Overhead. Thank you for being present in this meeting.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shahira, a data entry officer from the Data and Record Department. The presence of Ms. Akila in this meeting is very much welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Farah, and I am Finance Officer from Finance Department.
Hello everyone, nice to meet you guys. My name is Maisara. My position at Dolce Pastry is Technical Officer from the Department of Marketing.
Hi everyone, my name is Sahliza Razai, but everyone call me Soha. I'm the assistant manager in our company.
Okay, it looks like everyone is already here. I think we can begin now, Ms. Fatin.
All right. As we all know, our company has begun to allow employees to work from home. So today's agenda, we will be mainly talking about a few matters pertaining to problems or difficulties encountered while working from home. By the end of this meeting, I would like to have everyone's opinions and thoughts on how we should improve.
Yes, it has been almost a month since our company allowed employees to work from home due to the growing COVID-19 problem. Are there any issues that would like to be raised while working from home? Let's hear from everyone. Ms. Shaira, can you share anything about your problem or difficulties?
All right, thank you, Ms. Akila. I want to talk about the problem I have faced while working from home. I am having trouble with easy to misread some information used via electronic communications, especially about the request entering data into the system for other units. I think apart from data entry, when we work from home, there is much more room for misreading or miscommunication as others can determine our tone while we are talking to them, and also others can read our body language.
I can see the problem for your perspective, Ms. Shaira. Data entry is an important thing in our company and all the work needs to be done well. The miscommunication between us can be avoided if we work in a company, but sadly all of us need to work from home. It must be hard, especially when the working time is different for everyone due to some responsibilities at home. Does anyone have the same problem? What's your opinion on this, Ms. Maisara?
Yeah, I agree 100%. Not only that, when exchanging written messages, email or direct messages, we should also think carefully about the timing of our responses and what they may say. Furthermore, everyone has their own communication style. Some use detailed data, while others rely on generalities and so forth. Occasionally, one person is so entrenched in their way of communication, and we find out it is difficult to communicate with employees who rely on a different style. What do you think, Ms. Shahira?
Okay, that's right, Miss Maisara. I also experienced the same situation. In a day, I have received several emails from several units requesting to enter data into the system. It caused me to have to take a quite long time to reply to every single email that I received. And the most unfortunate thing that happened was when I overlooked the email that was sent to me, indirectly caused my work to be inadvertently delayed.
Yeah, absolutely. All of the email I have seen, most have been spam and caused me to overlook other emails. In addition, some email use inappropriate language or more precisely do not use formal language when writing official email.
It's true. It is also hard for me when I work at home because I also had a problem receiving email from other units. Sometimes I do not have time to look at all the emails and messages from other units because there are a bunch of email and messages since all the work needs to be online. What about you, my Sarah? Do you have other difficulties in facing miscommunication case?
Yes, from time to time, I no longer have the freedom to go and chat with my team to discuss a project or have in-person or group meetings. It is clearly seen that communication is one of the most critical aspects of work from home to keep every team member updated and helps maintain a healthy workflow. Wouldn't you say that, Miss Fatin?
That's so true, my Sarah. I can understand that because in the past, the handshake and the smile to show appreciation to someone, but in online communication, our gratitude is often less apparent or may not be expressed at all. Okay, now let's proceed to the next issue. Is there anything else to add, anyone?
I think I have something to add, Ms. Fatin.
Okay, what is it issue, Miss Farah? Please explain to us.
I want to add that we are expected to work longer hours when working at home. Some employees believe that longer working hours are necessary to compensate for the lack of physical interaction and presence at the office. Furthermore, with lockdown restriction, employees are stuck at home, so they have no excuse to be away from work. This brings to an unspoken expectation that employees should continue working even if it's past their regular working hours.
I understand that, Ms. Farah. While work at home affords employees greater flexibility, it also makes disconnecting extremely difficult. Many people feel pressure to keep up with rising workloads and are putting in long hours to support their business and customer needs. Do you agree with me, Ms. Shahira?
Yes, I agree with you. Just, just now, this issue happened many times while we work from home. We are expected to receive and respond to a call or email right away when working from home. Otherwise, we will be considered lazy employees in carrying our responsibilities by employers. People might accuse you of slacking and wonder if you are taking it easy about your job. How do you feel about that, Miss Maisara?
No doubt about it. It is likely to boost productivity until it significantly affects our work-life balance because we tend to disregard work schedules and it is quite difficult to distinguish between working hours and free time, which can increase tension and what worse can affect our mental health state. What are your thoughts on all of this, Miss Fatin?
That's true. Not only that, our motivation can also change if the nature of our works is different, whether we are working more hours to meet demand or we are doing tasks outside our job entirely. As Ms. Farah says, we may not even realize it, but we are probably working longer hours too. We have not heard from you yet, Ms. Suha. Have you had any experience related to this issue?
Yes, Miss. I have experience related to this issue. Actually. I know some of my coworkers who may feel a sense of guilt and if they work from home. They feel like they are not contributing enough to their team in the company. Hence, they choose to put in additional work hours. And this is especially true for those with less responsibility, such as limited to tools that can be complete at home. And sometimes the cause of our work is that they don't have enough an hour in the workday to complete the task.
That sounds terrible. Not that longer work hours can easily lead to burnout and increase work-related stress. Actually, this is not good for our mental health if left prolonged for a long time.
I agree with all of you. It is easier to unplug when you work on site at an office. Leaving your office at the end of the workday creates a natural boundary, and traveling home provides the time you need to unwind and decompress. It is hard to set up boundaries if your office is in your bedroom or at the kitchen table.
Yes, Miss Akila. Between work and home, the line between work and home is blurred when you work and live in one space. In general, employees leave work tension at the office and come home to relax. But this opportunity will be lost and it may cause anxiety.
Yes, working in a time that is not designed for work can lead to unsatisfactory conditions that can have detrimental effects on both physical and mental well-being, while also decreasing overall work performance.
Yeah, according to the report that I have read, women who have a career and work from home are more likely to experience stress. Is it because they have to manage work and the household at the same time? This is because children are closely to the mother than to the father. Do you have anything to say about this?
The way I see it, many employees were abruptly required to telecommute quite suddenly and unexpectedly. Countless individuals face the challenges of juggling work with childcare and family demands in general, especially women, as Ms. Suha already stated before. Also, individuals who live alone, full-time work from home without face-to-face interaction and social support could contribute to mental issues. What do you think, Ms. Fatin?
It's undeniable that working remotely has become the new normal, and whether we work from home alone or find ourselves surrounded by screaming children, it can be difficult to focus. No boss is looking over your shoulder, help keeping you in check. Does anyone have another opinion, or as we can move to other problem?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, let's proceed to other problem because I think we spent enough time on this issue now. I'd like to hand it over to Ms. Suha.
Thank you, Miss Akila. I had another issue of working from home, and I feel like a lack of office equipment makes it harder for us to conveniently do our work. Setting up a home office while with a high-end laptop and or desktop and other equipment like printer or fax machine can be costly. Seriously, it's very costly, and that is not very convenient for everyone.
Having a working place the same as in the office is quite impossible for most of the workers, especially the one who has financial issues. Some of the workers were sharing the same working place and not only that, they sometimes share electronic device with their family.
Yeah, that's right, Miss Akila. For me, to get a comfortable and quiet atmosphere to work from home, we need to have our own workspace to be able to perform tasks well. But it will involve a lot of cost, and it's obviously not easy for everyone.
I was just going to say that since joining the remote workforce, we've probably downloaded a software app or two. Software that is supported is commonly costly and can't be afforded by normal workers. Downloading too much stuff using our own computer and laptop makes it slow and it affects our working time. Also, it's become worse when the internet connection is not at a high speed. How do you feel about that, Miss Fatin?
I can relate to this problem very well. I have an experience when I am in the middle of a video conference with my boss and other coworkers when all of a sudden my Wi-Fi connection dropped. Before I knew it, I was racing from room to room hoping to find a signal. One that always seems to be hiding in the most inconvenient corner. Who else had to call into a meeting from the floor outside the bedroom? And that is one of the bad experience I have while working from home.
I feel the same way like you, Miss Fatin. Having a poor internet connection is frustrating when you are working home. Whenever I have a meeting with my coworkers from the same department, I often have to deal with my lagging Wi-Fi. I have missed chunks of conversation and important information discussed during the meeting when the internet freezes. This problem caused my work to be delayed because I have to recapture information missed in the meeting from my other coworkers.
It is understandable that every place had a different speed internet connection. Workers who live in rural areas are worried about having a weak internet connection. Other than that, using our own data or Wi-Fi is also costly since the price for the data and Wi-Fi is getting higher and higher.
Right. Furthermore, working over the internet might be a problem to access sensitive company documents, which otherwise are easily accessible in the workplace. Again, various steps need to be taken, such as using virtual private network or secure cloud access.
I agree with you, Ms. Shahira. Moreover, sharing those documents might raise security issues. It is very risky to open an important document using an unknown and different network at different places. Does anyone have other opinions?
Yes, that's right, Ms. Akila. Having a team of workers accessing our network from their homes, sometimes from their own devices, potentially expose our organization to a range of security threats from viruses, malware, and ransomware through phishing and other forms of social engineering.
It's true. I always need to double check my device so that no information about our company is leaked to the unknown party. All right, let's just move, shall we? Does anyone have other problems working from home?
No, Miss.
Okay, so what is our next agenda, Miss Fatih?
Okay, our next agenda is the suggestion and feedback part, which I would like to have everyone's opinion and thoughts on how we should improve and solve all the problems. Anyone here want to start first? Share an idea with us.
All right. I have an idea, Ms. Fatin. I think for misreading some information or miscommunication problems, we should have a virtual meeting instead of making a phone call and message. By having meetings virtually, I think it is easier for us to get information to be conveyed from other parties to us, as well as we will also be able to discuss matter more effectively. And the probability of misreading some information or miscommunication can be reduced.
Could I agree with you more? Nowadays, technology grows so fast. In my opinion, we should use the best communication channel available to facilitate communication with our team. Keep in touch throughout the day using an instant communication platform such as Zoom, Google Meet, and Microsoft Teams are all great examples. Do you agree, Miss Akila?
That was a great idea, Ms. Masara. Our company should provide a premium account for our communication platform so that we can have a virtual meeting anytime and anywhere. By having this convenience platform, we surely can connect to each other in a better way. Ms. Shaira, could you share your opinion on this idea?
Yes, can. In my opinion, with the sophistication of technology, we need to use it as well as possible, especially when facing the problem of misreading information, because there are various platforms that are more suitable, such as Ms. Maisara mentioned earlier, to conduct this meeting virtually, and I'm sure it will have a better effect when holding a meeting virtually than sending information by email, message, or making a call, because all the information to be conveyed can be understood more clearly.
Exactly, as employers must organize regular meetings to make sure everyone is on the same page. Consider having an open door policy from time to time so our team members can approach employers to ask questions related to their work or role. From there, everything runs smoothly. What do you think, Ms. Fatin?
That sounds good, Maisara. I took note of everything you guys said. Okay, let's now take a look at the next suggestion and feedback to improve for the second issue, which is to work longer hours when working from home. Miss Farah, what do you think is the solution to that problem? Please be brief with your opinion.
Okay, so in my opinion, the best solution to prevent workers from working long hours is to consider implementing a strict cut-off time for everyone to follow. It is important to remind those in managerial position to refrain from overloading their team members with tasks requiring work beyond office hours.
That's right. That's right. Employers also have to encourage employees to finish work at an early time. They need to see if an output-based work arrangement is sweet and beneficial to your company as well.
From my viewpoint, employees and employers must maintain consistent working hours to avoid unhealthy practice. Nevertheless, being a workaholic is good, but within the working hours, we need to control and learn to manage our time so that we do not overdo it.
I agree with you, Miss Masara. I think employees should set clear priorities so other employers can plan their lives around them. Clarify expectation from accessibility and responsiveness, such as during what hours email or instant messages should be reviewed and responded to, or when it is best to call or text.
I think that is a good idea. And it's also important for employers to check in on how well their employees are coping and see if they have concern that can be addressed. A supportive and positive organization can help employees ensure their mental health and well-being.
I strongly agree with you, Ms. Shahira. Companies should provide mental well-being support to workers who experience work-life conflict. For guidance, refer to the applicable laws and regulation or the relevant guidelines promoting healthy work-life balance, such as those issued by the occupational safety and health or mental health department.
May I add something here, Ms. Shahira?
Yeah, sure, go ahead. And if anyone else would like to object or improve in this point, they are very welcome to do so.
From my perspective, if employee might have days where you need to finish a pile of work, in case of which you can either resort to communicating with your team leader for an extension, or we can extend our work time for that particular days, as one day can be considered so that we can perform the task with full dedication with no stress. What do you think, Miss Akila?
It's true, Ms. Masara. The team leader should understand their employee by having a little sympathy to those who really need some time to work on their job. I also want to advise all the employees to do their job with great honesty when we have a chance to work more time on our job. Don't do unnecessary jobs during a working hour.
I agree with you, Ms. Akila. In addition to this, I would like to say that employers should establish an expectation of the workers' self-discipline and compliance with the agreed work hours. Set clear expectation to work hours and encourage and empower workers to set boundaries on his or his work schedule.
Absolutely. In a work from home environment, open communication, reasonable expectation, patience, and understanding from both you and your employees can go a long way. There is no need to sacrifice either productivity or employee well-being. They go hand in hand in work environments that give everyone ample space to thrive despite the challenges.
Thank you everyone for your great suggestions. So next, I'd like to hear suggestion on the lack of office equipment and security concern. Ms. Suha, do you have any ideas?
Okay, thank you, Miss. In my opinion, an employer needs to make sure his work from home team member has everything they need to connect from home. I think it may be best to invest in dedicated for employees rather than allow them to use their own devices. This would be convenient for the employee who lack of office equipment.
For sure, my point of view is that companies need to offer employees remote consultation or coaching session at home that can be helpful for them who are already feeling strained from poor office equipment. Consultant can help them adjust their current setup. Besides making sure each employee meets the basic requirements for a comfortable setup. How do you feel about them, Ms. Fatin?
I think employers should identify the job function and tasks that can be done offsite. It is important not to note that not all job function and tasks can be done outside the employer's premises or the specified workplace.
It's a great suggestion. It does concern me that many of us really need help from this problem because some would feel very stressed when the workplace is not comfortable enough to finish their work. I hope all of us would not stress ourselves on the imperfect home office equipment because they will never be as good as we had in the office. But if any of us really need help on the working equipment, don't hesitate to tell the company to give you one. Okay, what about the security issues stemming from work at home? These security issues worries me the most because if any of us accidentally make a mistake, it brings our company at risk. So what's your opinion on this, Ms. Fatin?
If you ask me, I think that we should focus on security concern. Employers should ensure that computers used by workers for work have proper software installed, including antivirus protection, secure virtual private network, or firewalls against cyber threats. Not only that, companies also should ensure that workers are aware of the company's data protection policy.
That's a good point for sorry. That's a good point. For me, regular cybersecurity awareness training should be provided because a strong password policy should be applied to minimize any associated risk and protect against phishing attacks. Therefore, it needs to be a top priority. Our company must be aware of working at home, hence reducing risk of data system hackers. What do you think, Ms. Shahira?
I strongly agree with you. The data system needs to be taken care of more carefully by tightening the system access data so that the company's data system can be protected from any external hacking. Thus, when employees want to access company data at home, it can be accessed securely without thinking of any worries about the thief of data access while performing tasks.
My other recommendation would be linking employees directly to the company corporate network while also providing those in poor coverage areas with multi-connectivity solution to boost their internet. It means that employers can open up the benefit of office-based connectivity in employees' homes.
That's a good idea. I think it would be great if employers consider reimbursing internet costs so their team can invest in the fastest connection available. This can help their workers to participate and perform well in their duties.
It's true, Ms. Farah. It's already 12 p.m. Does anyone have other opinions or suggestions about working from home? I'm sure that everyone is tired and hungry already.
No,
No,
miss.
no, miss.
How about the rest?
Me too.
No,
Yeah,
Miss.
no, miss.
Okay, well, let's bring us to the end of the final section. To sum up the meeting, we discussed points such as having trouble with easy to mistreat some information cues via electronic communication, expected to work longer hours when working at home, and lack of office equipment and security concerns. We also already take note of everyone's opinion and thought related to these issues, and we will do our best to make improvement to all issues and have been raised in the face of challenges at work from home.
To illustrate my point of view, working from home isn't bad at all. You approach it strategically, and it has their own set of conveniences.
Okay, anything else? Any question?
No
No, miss.
question, Miss.
No, Miss, I think that's all.
Okay, if no one has anything else to add, then I think we will wrap this up. Well then, it's always a good idea to thank everyone for attending the group discussion.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.